Hey everybody! Welcome to another DVD review. Today's DVD we're going to be reviewing is Lake Placid 3, the unrated version. As you recall, back in the second one, John Schneider and his research friend brought the eggs back, but what do you know? More new species of crocs are coming in this sequel. But before I begin the rest of this review, warning: this video might contain some spoilers. If you do not want to hear the rest of these spoilers, please forward ahead through the rest of this video to figure out what's going to be going on through the remainder of this channel. Enjoy. So it starts like this. You got some guy I know from like a few other movies, and then giving these two couple, like this couple, a ride, and it's like, no bathroom breaks. It's like, hey, can you drop us off here? We can walk the rest of the way. And then you got that little scene where the woman was like, I need a bath. A little bit of adult humor. And then you got them getting all ready, like taking a dip, and like doing some smooching and some censored stuff, which we're not going to explain on here. We want to keep this positive. And then along with that, the guy was like, ouch, somebody bit me. The one's like, oh yeah, right, perhaps Wolverine. But then after when they were still doing their little fun thing, the baby crocodiles ate them, almost like piranhas. You guys like ending with piranhas? You let me know in the comments. And also, just for the heads up, all these other 3 DVDs, if you wanted me to review any of these, you let me know. Just don't want to get way ahead of myself at the moment. But then we go in for a while, and then we see, like, I'm the kid, and we see Scott back up and running, and they're like, oh, let's go inside. But then we see him, like, looking back at the water of what happened with Miss Bickerman. But what really shocked me was that their last name was Bickerman? All 3 characters the main characters in the movie were all last name Bickerman? Now that's something you don't hear every day. Like I never really knew John Schneider's character's last name. But at least we know it's not Bickerman. But I'm getting sidetracked. Well, so anyway, that's when this kid sees like a lizard and that was like running towards it, trying to follow it, and then a crocodile chomps his pet, and then like the kid was about to, but luckily the baby crocodile jumped up, but he made a big mistake. He gave them all pieces of jerky, like beef jerky, and like they were like eating the pieces all together until his mom grabbed him. But then later on in the movie where they were dragging him back, you see like the body from the beginning and like all torn up, like stuck on like almost like a beaver's dam. Then later on, we go a few years later, and then we see the kid all grown up, and then like he's been stealing meat. He's been like riding his bike going, and then he's like, feeding time! Grabs like a whole bunch of meat, and then the crocodile's like, we're still hungry. And then the kid was like, hey, don't eat the cook. Oh man. And then you got this woman with a pomeranian, and then she was like, don't take ball. Oh man. Like he made up some lie about getting baseball cards. And then what do you know? He ends up stealing more meat. And then you got the same guy from the beginning. It's like, what have I told you about being near the meat? I'm going to need your parent's number. And not another fake one either. And boy, did he give him the real number. Oh boy. Was his mother not very happy. Because then the butcher was like, oh, that's good to know. All you have to do now is pay for the meat. Unless no one wants to buy, use the meat. I wouldn't But luckily, meanwhile, the kid snatches a piece of a hot dog in a bag and tries to feed it to the crocs. But then what do you know? They were about to have real dog for an appetizer. Because then the kid's like, Teddy, no! And then the crocodile chomps the pomeranian. You actually see blood splash all over him. Meanwhile, his babysitter gets like ripped to shreds, almost like half of her face. But luckily we won't see her anytime soon. Once when we get to that part. Meanwhile, you got some people looking for their friend Ellie, and then what do you know? They try their best to like look for her, but then the hunters literally find crocodile. So the crocodile pushes them off the boat, and then you actually see one guy getting eaten already. When you see the blood in the water, it was like, ah, ah. Yeah, she was gonna try to kill the crocodile, but the guy stopped her. And then but what really stumped me was that the crocodile was like gonna come towards them, but then when the crocodile was like so close, it like moved away, like that didn't make any sense. But what was so cool is that you got like these vacationers going on, and then the guy was like, I know, let's go jump in our birthday suits. It will be hilarious. But the woman was like, I got a new bikini for this trip, and I'm going to use it whether the water is freezing or not. Then you got that like little awkward moment, which we're not going to explain to. And while the guy was like trying to like take photos, he's getting eaten by mosquitoes a lot. And then what do you know? Karma bit him because the crocodile chomped him and dragged him and ate him. But meanwhile, we go back to the Bickermans. Mr. Bickerman was like trying, but then the sheriff literally gets attacked. Well, barely, like by the jumbo albino crocodile, and then shoves like this oar into its mouth. It's like trying to like get it out. But luckily, it really worked because it helped stop her from attacking him. At least for now. Then meanwhile, they try to get away from it all and try to like stop the creature. They thought that they could like try to like, and so they can rescue the family and everyone. But later, the babysitter literally locked them out. Luckily, Mr. Beckman grabbed the chainsaw. It's like, but luckily, the babysitter, karma bit her because the crocodile dragged her, and she was finally dead. She got eaten. Man, it was her fault. Karma bit her. Like, she could have said, come on, hurry up, let's get out of here. Like, literally, I mean, that's what I would have done. I would have told them to, like, quickly get back in. But like I said, karma. Then later on, we get to see, like, this woman, like, she's like, hey, guys, it's one of those deers. But then a crocodile starts attacking the deer, then goes after her, and eats her. So, like literally, we get to see her body later on in the movie, along with these people's other friends. Then later on, right when they discovered the body of the woman, the other 3 hunters, they were like shooting their guns at this crocodile. They're like, pew, 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 pew. The crocodile was like, and the guy was like, that's gotta be the highest thing I've ever seen. But then what do you know, since those were his last words, before another crocodile decapitated him by a good beheading, which is my favorite. And since I love anything that involves a good head chop off. You guys like movies like that? I want to hear. Let me know in the comments. Because that's my favorite kind of part on certain movies. Man. So later on, this guy was like, you got the police officer like trying to like get through, but the crocodile, she was like, "Oh no, you don't!" and bites and drags it into the water, leaving the air bag to deflate. And I was like, but then since the crocodile had like a better advantage, the crocodile quickly chomped him, and the only thing you could hear was left was his screams, like ah. Then you see his body like being dragged, like eaten. And then later on, you get to see like Ellie like sees that one of her friends was killed. Like they see the body as well, and the guy was like, "You go your way, I go my way." Like that doesn't make any sense. Like they should have stuck together, cause like they're more better to stay in a group than alone. You guys let me know in the comments. Would you stay in a group to protect yourself? Or would you just go like, screw it, I'm going on my own? You guys let me know. But then what do you know? Karma bit him. Because then you see the crocodile going, chomping him off screen. Sucks we don't get to see his body though. Oh well, I'm not complaining. I wish I could have made that a deleted scene though. That would have been cool. Later on, we get to see like the hunter, and it's like standing up near a tree, like all scattered and shocked. But then later on, we get to see the crocodile like bite the woman's leg, and she was like struggling, like stabbing the crocodile multiple times. Then later on, while she was free, the guy accidentally shoots her in the arm. I mean, in the shoulder. All injured. So let's see. An injured leg and an injured shoulder. That's crazy. That's crazy. But later on, they literally make it safely into the dark. And like Mr. Biggerman was like, "What happened to you?" Asked the croc shooter. And while the guy was like pulled up his gun, like trying to like get out of the house, he was looking for his girlfriend and he was like calling her, "Ellie, Ellie!" Like calling her multiple times. And then she sees her boyfriend. It's like, "Kill!" And he was like, "Ellie, get away from the water!" But then you see the crocodile. She almost dies. But then the crocodile, like, the guy literally fall. After when you see the crocodile going, like, knocked out. And while they have their little smoochie moment, he quickly gets what he deserves for, like, pulling his gun. And then literally the crocodile literally grabs him and, like, trying to hit it. But then it was too late. The crocodile killed him. And to be honest, that guy, I remembered when I first saw this movie back when I was young, I really wanted him to survive. But like I said, when I saw it, I was like, ah, bummer! I was hoping he would survive. Man, but I'm not complaining. You meanwhile see Mr. Biggerman like he's trying to push the crocodile. Like, quickly, get into the bathroom! And then, he gets bitten. But I'm surprised he didn't lose his freaking arm. But losing his arm would have been worse. Because then you would have had to, like, torch it and then quickly try to, like, keep the blood flow from going out of the arm where the wound is. But we're not going to get into any more details. Later on, we also get to see, like, the woman, like literally rip that darn croc to shreds. Like, you get to see, like, its body, but its head out of it. I don't know how to describe this one. But that's what happened before the whole Ellie situation. Then after that, she literally cries because her boyfriend was. Then quickly go into town. But what do you know? They were gonna have at least 3 guests coming. the big croc and her 2 henchmen. And boy, are they really gonna enjoy this. Because then, right after when they went to the same store that the kid was at, and they quickly broke through, and you got to hear like the alarm going, and then like, does anyone have a quarter? And I was like, you don't need a, if it's an emergency, you don't need to pay for 911. Or literally when she tried, the phone was out of service. She's like, damn! But then the guy from before, he finally gets what he deserves. He pulls out the gun and he's like, oh, it's you, you little bickerman. Blah, 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 blah. And then like the crocodile jumps up and eats him. No screams, no nothing. You actually see him like ripped in half afterwards, which we'll get into that part later. Then they go into the store quickly. Like the kid was starting to run, but then the crocodile bites him on the leg, tries to drag him, and then he was like, "Help! Help!" And then his mom gives the crocodile to meat, and then he was like, "Ooh, meat!" And then you got this woman like trying to like get away from like one croc. Then you got this other woman that was like grabbing her same knife and like going, "Ugh, ugh." But luckily, since one crocodile got smushed by the aisle shelf, the other one finally died. But then she was like, ugh. Literally, she died. Or did she? Dun dun dun! If you're wondering why I said dun dun dun, you'll find that out in Lake Placid number 4 when it comes to that time. So later on, like I said, Mr. Bickerman quickly like tries to blind the crocodile with a fire extinguisher, and she was having trouble seeing, so they quickly get out, and they're like, "Where are the keys? Where are the keys?" And then he told his son, "This is the only time I'll allow you to steal." And then you hear like the more running quickly, while the crocodile, she was like, "I'm not finished with you guys yet. There's more people for me to kill afterwards." And then when he puts in his credit card and quickly sprays gas all over the crocodile. And then the crocodile bites onto the two and like, but luckily the kid was like, "Dad!" Quickly grabs the lighter that his babysitter put into his pocket, and then he quickly lights it up, and then boom, you see like pieces of the crocodile like chunks everywhere, but still on fire. Then later on, we get to see like the woman like all hospitalized, and we get to see them like, and the guy gets bandaged his arm. And then later on, at the end you get to see like the guy like explaining about details about the saltwater river crocodile, and it's like it doesn't exist. Have you ever seen did any of you read the pamphlet? But then later on, you get to see like an iPod, and then in the water, and some baby crocodiles, and you see another going at the end, going. but overall, this movie really was pretty good. I will give it a 4.5 out of 5 for one, a good decapitation, a good little stealing technique. And I'm not going to count the Pomeranian death, but the Pomeranians are so cute. But having a cute Pomeranian in the movie is pretty cool. And as usual, a nice decapitation and a good excuse me, sorry about that. And a good explosion. So, anyways, as you recall in my last video, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. You guys can like give me like a little reminder, but I did say I was going to do a DVD unboxing sometime, but I've decided I'm going to hold off until November. You guys are okay with that, you let me know, because I know you guys will be fine, because I do have a lot of upcoming videos coming up. Like we got a few festivals coming up in like October and around the end of November, so that's something we'll be looking forward to. And then I know in December, most of you guys are going to be excited for the holiday DVD review coming up soon. So in which I'm hoping to do that. Do that. So anyways, before I forget, please go over to that bell notification so you never miss another feature video. Smash that thumbs up button. Comment down in the comment section any questions or concerns. If you guys see a DVD you want me to review that's on here, let me know. I'll see what I can do. And also, I'll see you all in my next featured video. Wait, that's not it. I'm getting away. And also, don't forget. If you guys want me to give away a special headband to anyone, or you guys have any recommendations for a giveaway, I'm welcome to hear. We're already over 25 subscribers at the moment. Like, we're getting more and more every time. But anyways, like I said, the thumbs up, comment, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you all in my next featured video. Peace out, everyone, and watch out for the crocodiles.